So your subconscious is more than willing to change, but you have to tell your subconscious, well, first of all, how are we going to change, and what do you want to change into? And these are the things that are often missing. And when you do that, and again, this is not something that's complicated. People can do this very much even on their own. It is a very, very effective way to get a handle on anxiety and see it as a again, a catalyst for growth.
Well, actually, that was my next question, which you kind of answered already. Now, is this possible to do yourself, meaning that you can, connect with the unconscious, make the changes for yourself, or does it need a trained psychotherapist or psychologist to really
Well,
make the shift?
I think there are certain cases where you may find yourself so stuck that it's hard for you to really get access to yourself, But in general, people are able with, the methods that are described in the book and, that you can find, also in other ways to work with your subconscious. And I can actually, why don't we just do a little exercise right now
Yeah,
for people
absolutely,
to
absolutely.
have an experience. So what I would like you to do is actually just to close your eyes, because that's always where you find your subconscious. You don't find it outside of you, you find it inside of you. And what I would like you to do is actually to take your hands and put it on your lap. So your right hand is in your right lap, the left hand is on the left lap, and then turn your palms up so that they're facing to the ceiling. And then I would like you to think about a very happy event, something that you really find yourself smiling at when you think about it. Think about something very happy, something very joyful, maybe a time with your children, or maybe a vacation with your loved one. And then feel this feeling in your body. Take note of how this makes you feel within yourself. And imagine that you can let this feeling flow through your body into your right hand. And let this feeling simply accumulate in your right hand. Maybe you can even visualize or imagine a representative, a light, a structure, a person on your right hand. And then take a deep breath in and exhale. And then I would like you to think about something stressful, something that triggered anxiety inside of you. And as you think about this anxious moment, maybe you had to give a presentation, maybe you were dealing with a drastic change, or you were worried about something or someone. Notice how that feels in your body. And let that energy then flow into your left hand. And just imagine what is gathering and collecting there on your left hand. Now, do you notice a difference? Is there a difference between the left and the right hand? And what you can just simply demonstrate for yourself with this, just keeping your eyes still closed, is that you actually are creating your emotions. This is dispelling this often, unfortunately, powerless feeling when we are dealing with anxiety, that it is done to us. You are able to create your emotions, happiness, anxiety. We could go through many other varieties of emotions, and you would be able to create them at will. Your subconscious is listening to you. It is accessing certain memories for you. It is showing you the emotions that are associated with it. And then basically it allows you to bring them together into the left or the right hand. So this shows you emotions are in your hands. Literally, you can take a handle onto your emotions. Now, I would like you actually to take a moment, take another deep breath in. And I would like you to imagine that you are able to go back in time to one of the earliest events where you felt anxiety. And I would like you just to imagine that you are in this moment, as if your subconscious takes you by your hand, floating back in time, right to an event. Don't choose the most traumatic one, but just an event where you know there was some anxiety there, some insecurity, some worry. Float right above this event and let me know when you're there. Just nod your head or good. And then what I would like you to do is to go inside the person who you were at that time. Really associate yourself just for a brief moment. Feel the feelings. Notice what it feels like. Become aware of your perspective at that time. Good. Then take another deep breath in. Come right out of this. Come right out of the memory. This time you're standing in front of this person as your own adult self. And you're looking at your younger self. You're looking at this anxious younger self standing right there. Everything around that can be frozen, but your younger self stands right there in color in front of you. And notice what you feel. Notice what you feel towards this little person. Notice if you can feel compassion, if you can feel a sense of warmth or a desire to maybe give that person some comfort, some reassurance, even a hug. Notice if there is something that you would actually like to tell this person in terms of seeing the situation now differently. Maybe your younger self felt that something that he or she has done was wrong, that it was their mistake, their fault. Maybe there's something for you to clarify there. Maybe there is a misunderstanding that you now can see differently from this perspective. Maybe there's something else for you to learn about the situation that you can actually share with this younger self. And maybe it is simply right now the fact that you came all the way from the future back to visit this younger self, to tell him or her that it's safe, that you're here, that it's okay. And then to end, simply give this younger self a hug. Feel the little body pressed against yours. Embrace this representative of your anxiety. And then float right back above now, back into your body, into your feet. Rub your hands together. And then you can open your eyes. Now, Did you discover anything?
Yeah, I guess that's a question to the whole audience, everybody listening. But me
Exactly.
personally, yes, it's a pretty powerful experience. Just to notice, tuning into one hand the positive experience, a fear-based experience, and notice the difference in the body. It's really
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah, yeah.
It's the way it's very simple. It's almost too easy.
Well, and did you find this younger self as well for you?
Yes, yes, yes.
One of the things, I mean, this is only a very, very small, basically a little way for you to realize you can actually work directly with your subconscious, because that's exactly what you did. All of you that were able to feel your feelings in your hands, all of you that were connecting to a memory in the past, that saw a younger self, that could actually go inside the memory and then gain the perspective of the more adult self on the memory, on this younger self, that is already working and redirecting your subconscious mind. And it's not very complicated. Of course, there are processes like the pattern resolution process or the parts reintegration process that are also described in the book that go through more steps. But what it demonstrates you are two things. One is your subconscious is more than willing to communicate with you. And the other is that your root of your anxiety is probably way back somewhere in your past, somewhere in your childhood. So if you imagine, and many people say that this is how they perceive the subconscious, if you imagine that the subconscious in many ways is like a child, especially that anxious part of your subconscious that is really, worrying and feeling insecure, your role needs to be the adult who is actually redirecting and reassuring this part. And there is a wonderful exercise that I would like to share with you.